Yun, so welcome back na naman sa ating channel, ano? Good afternoon sa ating lahat, ano? So today, may panibago na naman tayong pag-uusapan dito sa ating channel. At ito ay patungkol na naman sa mga bagay-bagay na kumbaga we are concerned under the field of criminology, ano? So bago ang lahat, no, bati-bati muna tayo kasi may mga uh, by the way pala, no, ongoing na yata ngayon yung board examination for criminologists na delayed na for how many times, no? So, sa lahat ng mga naging estudyante ko, to, sa lahat ng mga kakilala natin na magte-take ng board examination or mga subscriber man natin na magte-take na ng board examination ngayon, no? So, God bless sa inyong lahat. Pag-igihin nyo para nang sa ganun ay maging ganap na rin kayong lisensyadong criminologist, no? Ngayong taon. So the result will be out siguro mga January na yan. So maagang ano yan, panregalo sa magandang panimula yan sa year 2022. So God bless sa inyong lahat, ano? Sa mga iba naman kasi napansin ko may mga reviewee tayo dito, no, na nanonood sa ating mga videos, no? So galingan nyo para nang sa ganun ay maipasa nyo at makakuha kayo ng mataas na marka. At kung kaya nyo mag-top, sige, banatan nyo yan, no? So, yun, yung mga student ko before, no? Galingan nyo, no? Sa mga subscriber natin na magte-take na ng board examination, galingan nyo guys, no? So, ayun, binabati ko na kayo in advance. Ako na yung maunang babati sa inyong lahat na congratulations, okay? And batiin din pala natin si Mike Macalong, no, ng Saint Michael College of Iligan, no. So thank you sa pag-subscribe, no. So sa mga hindi pa nagpapabanggit diyan, comment lang kayo below guys, no, para ma-recognize natin ang inyong presence. Yan. So yan guys, no. Proceed na tayo. Okay. So ang pag-uusapan natin ngayon guys is regarding the topic poverty and delinquency, no, among Filipino youth. Okay? So, it's quite interesting, no, na pag-uusapan natin to. I remember when I was conducting a study, no, nung nagkakandak pa lang kami ng study with regards to juvenile delinquency, na-encounter namin ito, no, on the topic juvenile justice. Okay, so it's very interesting that the issues on poverty, although nafo-focus naman yan, no, natatalakay naman natin lagi yan, no, ay kailangan pa rin nating bigyan ng pansin kasi nga may kasabihan nga tayo, ano, hinihiram ko lang yung salita ng isa ring fellow criminologist, no, the delinquents of today are the criminals of tomorrow, which is kumbaga is napakabigat, no, na quotation na kumbaga is nagsasabing kung pinabayaan natin ang mga juvenile natin ngayon na maging delinkwente, no? Sila rin yung magiging problema natin in the near future when they turn into adulthood, no? So they can be, no? They can become the future criminals. At yun yung ayaw natin, ano? So it's very interesting to talk about this topic kasi we need to focus. We need also to give due consideration to the cases of juveniles, no? Kung bakit sila nagiging ganun. O ano nga ba yung mga surrounding issues on that, no? So we are going to connect the issue of juvenile delinquency to poverty, no? Kasi isang mga juveniles natin sa mostly affected by poverty, but let's try to see the relationship between these issues that we are going to be talking about. Okay? So, poverty and criminality. Now, alam naman natin that there is a connection between poverty and criminality. Maybe it's not a direct cause, but it could be a factor, no, that increases talaga the potential of one person to engage into criminality, no? There was this topic before, no, habang ako'y nagle-lecture sa klase, napag-usapan namin yung quality of life in relation to criminality, no? And we are talking about the quality of life of each and every individual. Doon kasi sa topic namin, ito lang ay yung mga tao, no, yung mga kabataan, yung mga bata na pinanganak na merong attention deficit hyperactivity disorder, mga ganun ba. So, one of the factor that increases their potential to engage into criminality, nabanggit namin doon, is the quality of life, no? ano yung uri, ano yung estado ng pamumuhay ng taong afflicted with ADHD, no? Kasi yung quality of life na to can be a factor. Actually, the same thing also with regards to juvenile delinquency. Yung quality of life ng isang juvenile, no, affects his or increases his either it could increase or decrease his potential to engage into criminality. Ano ba yung usually pinag-uusapan natin under quality of life? Uh, uh, are all his need being provided by the parent, no? Like for example, yung mga basic needs niya, clothing, foods, and so on, no? Naibibigay ba yun ng kanyang mga magulang? Or the required education being given to the juveniles? Etong mga factors na to really affects, no? Really plays part in either making or developing one person to become a juvenile delinquent, no? Kapag ang isang bata, no, namulat sa kahirapan at dahil doon nga hindi na siya hindi na siya nakapasok sa eskwelahan, no? Hindi na siya kumbaga wala ring turo na magandang asal ng kanyang immediate surrounding, and so because of the low quality of life that they have, there's really a connection with that, no? That could actually increase the potential of that person to engage into criminality. Now, on poverty also, kasi, di ba, nagbumababa yung quality of life mo, na yung mga, kumbaga is yung mga, your ability to satisfy your different needs, your basic needs, bumababa yan, yung achievement yan, when you are suffering from poverty, ano? Mahirap din maka-access, of course, ng mga programs created by the government to assist them, no? Kasi we cannot deny that, no, that talagang meron nga mga programa ng ating gobyerno, like for example we have the 4Ps naman, no? We have the 4Ps, but in reality hindi naman talaga lahat ng mga karapat-dapat, hindi naman sila usually yung nabibigyan. That's a sad reality, ano? Some, no, na hindi naman siguro ganun kahirap, nabibigyan naman, samantalang yung talagang deserving dapat, no, hindi naman sila yung nabibigyan. So even if now there are services being created by the government or programs being created by the government, if the underlying issues on corruption, no, the underlying issues on discrimination still plays part in our community and as well as to our government, mahihirapan pa din sila. Kumbaga they are already, no, itong mga kapatid natin, no, that are living, no, doon sa really laylayan ng lipunan na tinatawag, are really at a disadvantageous position in the community, in the society, which makes them become the vulnerable member, no, especially in criminality, no? So there is I'm not saying that it's a direct cause, no? I'm not saying that poverty directly cause criminality, but poverty increases the potential of that person to engage into criminality compared to those individuals who are living, no, above the poverty line. So yun yung mga pwede nating tignan. And sabi ko nga, no, like for example, once a family are suffering from such situation, no, low quality of life, there's a tendency na maging doble ang epekto nito doon sa mga kabataan natin, doon sa mga anak ng mga pamilyang yan, no? Now, delinquency, no, is considered as the problem of our government, no, in facing government is facing in terms of criminality. Diba? Dami nating issues ngayon na kung saan even drug, no, the drug problem, may mga nadadawit dito mga juveniles, no? So we are looking at the bigger picture on the issues on juvenile delinquency. Napakalaking laking problema ito for the government kasi dito kumbaga, no, nag-i-start na yung kanilang criminal activity, and the government should do something about it, no? Actually meron naman, we have the RA 9344, we have the Republic Act 7610. Those are the different laws that they pass that will ensure that the well-being, no, of these children are actually being protected and the best interests are also being protected. However, no, meron pa rin talagang lumalabas sa mga problema dito, no? Na kung saan is juvenile delinquency cannot be controlled efficiently by the government, and the different parts of the country, especially doon sa mga highly urbanized area, doon mas marami, no, ang mga cases ng juvenile delinquency is as mas rampant, no, yung existence ng juvenile delinquencies na ito. So it's really a problem, no? We cannot deny that it's really a problem now, no? It is a problem that is keep on increasing and increasing over time. Lalo ngayon, no? Are we going to say that juveniles are not being affected? Did it increase during the pandemic time? Actually, we can observe an increase to that, no? Not just because they are temporary lockdown, no? Medyo hindi labas-labas ang mga youths natin, but still, there are still incidences wherein they are being involved into criminality, no? So it's a serious problem that the government should consider. So ngayon, now why would the juvenile commit this act, and why property crimes? No? Binanggit ko na dito why property crimes ang focus, because according to one study, no, that most of the crime committed by juvenile delinquents are actually related to property crimes. No? Nakakapagtaka. No, kung ako magtataka ako doon. Why such property crime ang kinasasangkutan ng mga juveniles? No? Why not substance abuse? Why not crimes against person? No? Why property crimes specifically? No? Ibig bang sabihin nito, ang mga kabataan natin ay ramdam na rin ang epekto ng paghihirap, that they feel the need, no, to engage into criminality in order to maybe provide for the basic needs that they have, no? 'Di ba? Sabi natin it could affect the children. However, the responsibility still, no, lies to the parent. Kumbaga, kung naghihirap ang pamilya, yes, apektado ang mga kabataan, pero hindi dapat mapupunta yung obligasyon na maghanap ng financial resources doon sa bata. Instead, doon dapat siya sa mga magulang. Is that correct? No? Tama ba 'yun? Actually, yun yung dapat, no? Ang nakakapagtaka, bakit because of poverty that a certain family is suffering, no? Bakit etong juvenile na to will also engage into committing crimes that are considered as, you know, that are classified as property crimes, like for example snatching, snatching, robbery, no, shoplifting, and any other type of property crimes, no? So bakit kaya ganun, no? Ang ibig bang sabihin nito that the youth here in our country are also experiencing extreme poverty to the point that they feel the responsibility also to engage into criminality, no? Yun yung dapat ipagtaka natin, bakit ganun yung epekto, ano? So ngayon, the measures that the government usually are doing are, like for example, incarceration, ano? Kasi we have the di ba nababanggit ngayon yung issue na kung saan gusto nilang either pababain yung age of criminal responsibility, which is talaga naman mababa before, pinataas lang, no? Hindi ko alam if there still movement also na gusto nilang pataasin. Dapat to mga nasa 18 years old, yun yung mga dapat ng 18 years old and below will still be considered as juveniles, no? So there are a lot of issues that we should be considering on this matter, no? I don't see, no? I don't see the imprisonment of juvenile will solve the following issues. No? I don't see that if we're going to incarcerate the delinquents, no, juvenile delinquents, that would actually solve the issues. No? There was actually a study that were conducted in Olongapo City. Alam naman natin ang Olongapo, maraming mga dayuhan, foreigner, and so on, and marami ding mga bars na kung saan they are offering yung mga sexual services and so on. So, ngayon, they conducted a study on this specific place and they found out that there is really an increasing crimes involving juveniles there, no? Kasi nga, of course, no, dahil maraming dayuhan, no, maraming tao, no, so tumataas ang robbery, tumataas ang theft, no, and other property crimes na kung saan ang nasasangkot dito mga juveniles. Ngayon, the UNICEF, no, created a program to address the matter. No, kasi alam nila that those individuals, yung mga juvenile doon, are already at risk, no, of becoming or being influenced and becoming a criminal. No? So they develop a program wherein their programs are focused on livelihood, capacity building, no, and providing for financial resources. Ano halimbawa, yung mga magulang ng mga juveniles na to, yung mga pamilya doon identified as living below the poverty line, no, yung mga nasa laylayan ng lipunan, no, yung mga specific families na to or were given livelihood training, they were given they actually binigyan pa sila ng pampuhunan para nang sa ganun yun yung gamitin nila para makapag-put up sila ng business nila. None of the program, ito yung maganda, none of the program talks about targeting specifically the juveniles. No? Yung mga juvenile delinquent na nahuli doon, na na-involved doon, na may record doon, they were not given any programs that are really trying to attack them. Like for example, imprisoning them, rehabilitating them. Wala, hindi naging ganun yung focus nila. And you know the justification? Of course, no? That we could never put the blame on the child, no? Hindi dapat yung bata yung pakasalanan dito sa issues na to. Kung bakit delinquente yung bata, it's not actually the child's fault, no? Hindi yan kasalanan ng bata. Rather, it could have been affected by his immediate surroundings, no, or the family itself. So, if we wanted to save the juveniles, no, we try first to save the entire family, no? Kasi ang isang bata, hindi naman siguro lalabas may influence. Nasaan ba dapat ang mga bata sa mga oras na yan? Of course, nasa paaralan, nag-aaral, no? Instead, no, bakit sila nandun sa kalye? Bakit sila na-engage into different criminalities? Like for example, pagnanakaw and so on. Kasi wala sila sa paaralan, which is, nandun dapat sila, no? Bakit sila nagtratrabaho? No? Bakit sila nagtratrabaho? Either their family is actually suffering from extreme poverty that they need also to involve themselves into labor, no, para makatulong sa kanila. So, if we are going to save the family, the entire family itself, bigyan natin ng puhunan, bigyan mo ng kabuhayan, bigyan mo ng skill para nang sa ganun mai-apply niya at makahanap siya ng matinong trabaho, we are also saving yung mga anak. No? So you get the point? No, that if we want to save the child, we might want to save the family. No? So it's actually a good program that was proven effective. No? So there is only a need to continue, no, helping them, building the family, no, so that the family itself, no, siya na yung pwedeng mag-negate, mag-control, no, mag-neutralize doon man sa mga behavior na pwedeng mag-exist sa mga kabataan na ito, no? So they could provide a good environment for their children once that, of course, they are financially sustainable. I think that's the main issue here. Poverty really, ano? Kasi pag the family is suffering from poverty, it also affects the entire family and as well as it affects the children, no? Wherein pwedeng hindi yan mabigyan ng proper guidance, no? Hindi yan mapag-aral. And kapag yun nga, lumabas na siya sa sistema, sa school system, that could cause, no, them already to engage into different activities like property, involving to property crimes, substance abuse, and many others. Okay? So, juvenile delinquency is a social problem, no? It's not only the problem of the family, no? It's not only the problem of the government, but it is the problem of the society as a whole. We should not say that wala tayong pakialam doon sa issues ng juvenile delinquency. That's wrong, no? Because if this individual will turn into criminal someday, and we know for a fact criminals don't respect anyone, it could affect us also. It is a social problem which all of us from the community should help each other to come up with a solution to these issues. Okay? So, yan. that's what we can say about this matter, on juvenile delinquency and its relation to property crimes, why juveniles are more inclined to commit property crimes compared to other type of crimes, and what are our responsibility as a member of the society to the issues on juvenile delinquency. So kapag tayo naka-encounter na naman dito, naka-encounter na naman tayo ng mga ganitong kaso of juvenile delinquency, let us not put the blame to the children. Let us just not put the blame into the children. Sabi ko nga, if there's a way that when a juvenile committed a crime, we should imprison the parent, not because of the crime committed by the juvenile, but because he is indeed a bad parent, Why? Kasi hindi niya napalaki ng maayos yung kanyang anak. Then, it would be much better that the parent would take responsibility for the act of, or for the actions of their children, But, of course, we cannot do that. So, we should help each other, to come up with a better understanding with the issues of juvenile delinquency. And I hope that we could be able to come up with a better solution for this matter. It's not the child's fault. When a child committed a crime, it's not actually the child's fault. It could be the fault of the parent, or we as a member of the society can be blamed as well. Because we are part of the society, and we as a member of the society, if we don't do anything about these issues, then we are at fault also. Okay? So, I think that's the wrap-up of my topic for this specific lecture. So, you may not agree with me, but that's my opinion with regards to this issue. But in case you have other thoughts with regards to this, we are open naman for that. What we wanted to have is to have a healthy discussion on this matter, and of course, by having a healthy discussion, we could come up with a better solutions, on these different issues that we have. Especially, majority of our viewers are future law enforcer or policymakers and so on. That's why these things are food for our thought that could guide us in the future profession that you would enter into. Okay? So, yun guys, salamat sa panonood ninyo, kung nakatulong tayo, nakabahagi tayo ng importanteng or nakapamahagi tayo ngayon ng mahalagang impormasyon or kaalaman, base sa ating opinion, like naman ang ating like button or pa-subscribe or share ang ating channel para lumaki pa tayo, Yan nga, sabi ko nga, nakakatuwa na medyo lumalawak ng ating coverage, Dati, I was just talking to 500 subscriber, ngayon nasa 3,600, 800 na actually, So, target natin makapag 4,000 tayo ngayong December, and I hope mas lumago pa tayo sa 2022. So, thank you guys, sa walang sawa niyong pagsuporta, I do hope I was able to impart valuable knowledge with the topic that we discussed today. That's the end of our lecture. See you guys in the next video.